Hello everybody, welcome back. We are, oopsie, back at the Lion's Eye. I always do that. I really don't see what I'm doing when I click to actually start the video. The first thing you'll notice is the weird and unusual green reflection that is suddenly happening on everything. And I have no idea where that came from. It just appeared when I started the game today. So there's that. And then I was putting the roof on the new unit that we had built and decorated with the giraffe print. As you can see, I've started putting the roof on it, and then I was like, ooh, let me put some flowers around. Look at this weird green reflection. I have no idea what it is, but I think it might be directly related to the swimming pool. So I might have to take the lights out of the pool. So, we'll try that just now. So I have done a couple of odds and ends in here, and I think it's looking pretty good. I have ignored the bathroom completely for now, but I also tried extending the sheet, the cover of the bed with the little, whoopsie, with the block, as you can see. And it sort of works. As you can see, they have used an actual mesh that they've sort of squished, whereas the block is just a straight line. So from a distance, it doesn't look bad. But from close up, it looks terrible because it doesn't fit the duvet. So thank you, Stephen, for the suggestion. It sort of works, but it's irritating enough that I'm going to take it off. I even tried putting it on as a double layer, but because the mesh, if I come up really close here and we look, you'll see they've got bumps and stuff in the mesh, so we have no way of duplicating that, which is unfortunate, but I think I can live with it. And yeah, we'll get around to that. The next thing I have done is, I did the roof, and then I was like, oh, let me start building our vehicle, our game vehicle. And then I wasn't recording. So I'm really sorry, it's not finished. It still needs lots of tweaks. But this is the start of our vehicle. This part is way too long. Needs to be shrunk down a lot. But let me know what you think of our game viewing vehicle. Let's put my light on. We can look inside. So you have seats inside. We've got lots of flickering and stuff because I haven't finished it. But this needs to be shrunk. I need to figure out how to put hubcaps on. We haven't got hubcaps yet. Let me know. What would you use as hubcaps? And then I'll try them next time. But that's an ongoing thing. Then of course we've put more trees. There are more trees all over the place. I have definitely closed in the area. As you can see, you can't see the sea as much as you used to be able to see the sea. And I have a feeling these lights is what's happening to, if I wow, I can't even see if I switch that off. And that off. It means I don't have to move them. It might help with the reflection. So let's do that. Yep, it was the damn lights in the pool. So the fluorescent lights were throwing that green shadow or the green highlight on absolutely everything in the whole lot. And if you look carefully, we have a little bit more game in the watering hole. We have the zebra, who were there yesterday. Today, the giraffe have come to check out what we've done with their pattern on the other unit. So, what other patterns do we have left? I think the only pattern we have left is leopard print. Gonna have to do something with that, aren't we? But today I thought we're going to do the kitchen, because obviously we have a whole dining area here that we still have to attend to. We have a whole bar area here that needs to be planned. But, you know, you can't really do much without a kitchen. So I think I'm going to do this today. Now, I think I'm going to just leave the floor because that goes through and you can actually see the floor from these areas. But the walls definitely need some love. So let's see what we should put on the walls. I'm going to maybe just go for a straight white. Yes, white. Maybe white. Square. That's going to be too big. Let's see what this looks like on this wall. And is that going to just be clean, neat, tidy, hygienic? I was watching something the other day and they were talking about why they started painting kitchens white. Apparently it was to show that they were hygienic. It was a big thing about people getting sick from eating meat, and they wanted to prove that if the kitchen is hygienic, it is painted white. So there you go. I didn't know. Did you know that? I would like to put an island right down the middle, and I think these big drawers will work quite nicely. But I am also thinking, you see, we can't do a metal kitchen, which irritates me a little bit. I think let's do the white base. We can maybe do the be a marble top. Should we do a marble top? I mean, we're in a game reserve. Maybe something that is wood-like but actually isn't wood. Wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad. And I think just the straight, simple, wide handles. Well, the question is, do we have enough space here? So if I put that there, I put that there. Yeah, I'm just using the same cupboard over and over again for now because I want to see if we've got enough space here. We have a walkway there. Yep, we do have enough space in here. So let's, why am I wanting to move it? Let's try and maybe give them a bit more space on the one side. We put ovens in the middle. That would be quite cool. This is the restaurant here, so it would be good to have serving sort of tables so that, or something where you can actually place the food that's ready. So let's find us some ovens. Now, these ones look fancier. These ones are more restrained, so let's go for these. Let's pop them in. We're probably going to need a few. And then we can just make them all pretty together. And that wasn't lined up in any way, shape or form. Damn it. Sorry. There we go. Seriously? I just placed you. Okay. So something like that. Let's copy that all onto that. And then change that. Let's just make it black. Make it white. Does that make it different? Oh, it's just the inside of... Okay. Awesome. And what am I doing? Copy. And paste. Okay. So we've got ovens. Let's find ourselves some stove tops. Now, obviously, when you're in the middle of nowhere and nowhere, you've got two options. You can go with gas or you can go with solar. Gas is more affordable, but a little bit more dangerous. Induction is pretty good in conjunction with solar. But if you've got good chefs, they're going to want gas. So let's go with gas. Alright, let's put you there. We can just... I don't know how many stovetops should we put in here. 4, that should be enough. See, I cannot line, for the life of me today, I cannot line anything up. I think I've spent all my lining up ability on building the vehicle. But hey. So we have cooking surface, we have prep surface. I think we need maybe fridges along here. Let's get an end cabinet. We can put some big fridges along there. This one. You can actually get into it a bit easier. And obviously, wow, there we go. Now, fridges. This is a commercial fridge for a shop more than a commercial fridge for a kitchen. So we are probably just going to use something like this. And I am literally going to go white on that. And white interior. That works for me. We've got 2 fridges here. That should be enough. Let's put some sinks in. It it would probably be dishwashers, wouldn't it? That's fine. I want a double sink. I don't have a choice with regards to what I get for the faucet. That will work. Then maybe we can take that out and that one out and put fridge, dishwasher. Why are all dishwashers black inside? There we go. Fridges, stoves, sinks, storage. We know there's storage somewhere. It'll be fine. Unless, let's use these cupboards here. Let's see if we can put them right across the wall here. And we need a corner unit. Damn, I hate when that happens. It's right behind the door. I do have snap to grid on, but clearly it's not working. There we go. Okay, and then what are we going to use? I think literally double cupboards. And we can probably put double cupboards all the way along here. I swear I have snap to grid on, and clearly I am I don't know, something's wrong with my snapping today. Okay, that should work. I can live with that. And then we can always put, because in plates and things like that, we can always have, in inverted commas, warmers along there. We can maybe do 2 more cupboards here. That's a pretty organized kitchen. Should we do another fridge over here? Or another fridge or 2 over here will work as well. Now the bazillion-dollar question will be, it worked. I wouldn't mind one of those tables. We don't have. You know what I'm talking about? It would be something like this. But it's not big enough. Okay, let's get, should we use this? we can do that height. You can always put dirty dishes or something like that on it. I think that'll work. And then we can use our little blocky, our favorite little block. And let's just take it that I know it's a ceramic, it's not going to work, but you know what, for this purpose it'll work. Come on, let's copy. We will move it. Come on, you just stand up there and we'll move you down, okay? There we go. And then we'll just move out slightly so it doesn't jiggle like that. And like that. Awesome. And you're in. Ooh. Okay. I think that'll work. And then maybe what we can do, because obviously this is a working kitchen. It is not going to be sort of all zhuzhed up for the resort. Let's see. Where is the extractor? Here it is. Here. We just go with a straight white and black. I think that will work. Okay, now what are we going to use? I think this. And now we gotta be smart here, I suppose. Remove it at a later stage. Now, will you sit there? Yes, you will. We want multiple of you. I suppose we do. And should we leave this? No. Oh, don't do that until I put the other two up. I hate when that happens. I put this particular flat floor down so that it would actually wouldn't have a step up, and it's a pain. There we go. Now we just have to move these together and they're fine. looks like a thing. And these don't have lights, unfortunately. So we're going to have to find just your basic light, I think. Light switch first, and again we're going straight up. It's a kitchen light. Maybe one there. One there. And now, do we just go with these straight lights? I think so. Maybe just literally run a line of them. You can go there and there. And then we can switch you on. Awesome. Oh, it's so bright. Oh, it's so bright. There we go. Functioning, I think, semi-professional kitchen. We can always put shelves or whatever on the walls if we want, but it's a good start. We can put plates here. We've got lots of drawers for pots and plates and bowls and grass in the floor. Hold on, let's get rid of the grass. So I don't think we've got springbok fillet or whatever, but I'm sure we can find a couple of dishes. I don't know about the fish either. Turkey, maybe not, but guinea fowl is really tasty. Yeah, I don't think we have the right dishes for the South African bushveld, but I think that kitchen's going to look pretty good. Now we have the basic restaurant in here. Why is that grass out there? Hold on. I'm confused. Thank you. I was probably playing with stuff and it just ended up straight on the grass. Alright, so the general feel of the restaurant, I was thinking of maybe a couple of family tables by the windows, but then long trestle tables so that groups of people can come and eat together. So I was thinking of using these tables as the base, and then once again using that shelf of ours. There we go, and we can find a nice wood. Now we've got a couple of the dark woods in here, as well as light wood. So should we start? Just to see if this is too big. You see, the wood doesn't run in the right damn direction. Damn it. So it would have to be about that narrow and along that way for a table. Or do we just use the size of the table, a little bit of width on it, but have 4 tables here? It's a wider, more square table. And you will be able to then seat quite a few people at it. I think that's not a bad thought. Let's look at chairs. I always lean towards these. I'm sorry, I do. It would either be those or these, but these ones just feel a little fancy. So if we will be able to get 6 chairs here, no we won't. We will only be able to get 5 if we keep the tables this close together. So we're going to have to move them. Still further apart. I'll put the tabletops on all of them and make it look pretty at a later stage. But then what tables do we use by the window? Because we can use the same chairs. I'm thinking perhaps a square. Now we are using the square outside because it's got quite chunky legs. And I prefer those legs. So let's see. I don't want a tablecloth. I'm going to go for walnut. Come on. The story that I told you last time with the rhino, it happens a lot. If you're in the area and there's some interesting resorts, then you go hop around from resort to resort and see. Sometimes you hear good things about food at a specific restaurant. Why am I doing that? I want to let's see. I can't make it thicker. Let's take that. That was why. But then you've still got this chunk of wood here. That's I keep on wanting to paint these tables. Okay, if I change it to that, that will work. Okay. I just saw that from a distance. Maybe we put, I don't want this whole area swamped, but I do want a few big tables. That's a lot of tables. I think that'll work. And in fact, this one can move further over, so they're not sitting on top of each other. Come on. That didn't work, did it? Thank you. Oopsie. The other alternative is we use this as the big dining area. We can sort of put that. And then we can always they're literally right in the middle of the floor though. When you come in, you're actually looking at dining. So you're like, I want to go there. Then we can always put a maitre d' section, perhaps here in the corner. That's a lot of tables though. We should be fine with that many tables. I mean, maybe put the maitre d', yeah, I think remove that. And then we can have, I don't know, a what is that thing called? It's literally a station where the big fat book is stood. It would probably be something like that. Can we do this in wood? Yes, we can. Let's just do it all in wood. Ooh, look at that. There we go. That's exactly what I was talking about. There we go. That's a little close to the wall. Nobody's going to be, well, not. we can put it there maybe. But then that wood clashes with what we're having here. With some of the wood that we're having here. So maybe something like that. Or we can go copper there. That sort of ties in a bit better there. And we have the two-tone wood in there as well. I'm not liking the copper. It's just not. There we go. And then you can actually have place for someone to actually come and stand here. We'll have a book, a telephone, and payment will be made over here. So I think I'm going to need a few tabletops, don't you? Let's grab that. We're going to need at least 2 or 3. Let's start with 3. And we need to change this. One. Why am I doing this? I have no idea. I just wanted them wider, the actual table wider than the table that they give us. I don't. So, the question for today is going to be, if any of you have built a vehicle in this game, have you got any hints and tips for me? Because boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm needing a few things. I need hubcaps. I need doors. I can just build it with straight blocks, but you know, do you just want straight blocks? I don't. Yeah, that's really badly placed, isn't it? I'll come back and switch it. That doesn't really leave enough space for people to walk. That will be fine. We haven't even finished this room yet. When my family came over, I just sort of dropped and ran. And we still got to do that stuff. I think this is going to be pretty cool. I like that whole, you walk in the front and you can see right out to the back into the watering hole, which appeals to me. Now the question I have is, do we keep the white chairs or do we use the print? So this is the print I was talking about, the cheetah print. We're going to have to build another unit and use that, and maybe leopard print, cheetah print. inverted commas. No, I'm not sure, but maybe something will appear at the watering hole after we use that print. So I think we need some fancy lights in here. Fancy lights in here again. We go with something like this for a change. We can go with a wood. Maybe just go with driftwood. The only thing I wish we could do is change the metal, which we're not able to do. Now I have figured out every here and there I am able to place a light on the ceiling. It just takes a bit of time to try and find where it is. We can place one there and look at that. That's pretty good. If needs be, we can always pull it over slightly and resituate it. Come on, I know you've got somewhere that you're gonna. There we go. Yes, I know. I'm pulling it down that far because it's going to have to be pushed up pretty far. So let's. How am I doing that? We need a light switch. Let's put this here by the maitre d'. Did I not switch it? There we go. They're not very bright. Oh. Damn. Okay, we're gonna have to do a thing. Maybe what we should do is just put these in the center. As a feature, as opposed to being the sole light source. Where did you go? There we go. Let's see how far down we need to go with these. I'm standing here on the door here. It's in line with the window, so it will show through. Am I correct? Whoa. No, I'm incorrect. Quite sad, aren't they? We're going to have to make an alternate arrangement here. I don't really want to put 1,000 lights in this room though. That also can be pulled down, but it's not my favorite. What can we do with this? How bright are you? It just doesn't work here. Okay. I'll play with lights. Sorry. It's just frustrating. Unless we, again, I don't want to put 30,000 light fittings in this place to brighten it up. So I'm going to have to play with what's the brightest. I have turned the warmth up on the lights, but I haven't taken the brightness down in any way. So does the light bulb change anything? I prefer the Edison, so I'm going to keep the Edison, but I'm going to have to play with alternates, and perhaps we can put something over the maitre d' station or something on the wall. I'm going to have to go and find some more pictures, and we still have to do this area. This is just another living room, like that's where the fire is, this is where the TV is. You can chill, chat, and all that. But again, we haven't got everything set up yet. This is a huge place. And should we put one there? Maybe? Maybe there. It needs a lot of stuff. Any suggestions would be appreciated. I think I'm going to use this again. Yeah. The colors just sort of work well. Let's use the bigger one. No, I went for the baby. Come on. Carries it up onto the wall a bit more. And here we've got the palms outside, so maybe we can bring one of the palms inside. There we go. I think that'll work. We've got the silhouettes on that side, so maybe we should look at a picture. Not sure what I've got. Let's see. You'll see the various animals I've got here. But these, we've used the lion's face. Maybe we can do the zebra. Seeing as we have the zebra skin rug. But if we change should we do a cream? We do a grey. I wish we could do a wood, because that would be very cool. But we can't. So let's just go for a fairly neutral cream as the background. So we have that, and we do have those. These. These. Now that's almost a black and white. That is straw. We can probably use that. I did move this back a little bit, so let's move these guys back a bit. We've got a bit more space around the fire, and maybe we can use, you know, the plate that we used in the first unit. Maybe just put a mirror in here. That would be cool. We line it up with the window. We need more wall stuff, don't we? Should we put a... I don't know the height that I've placed that at, but that was a pretty good guess. Okay, so we've got matching mirrors to infinity and beyond here. Maybe a lamp or something on the table. What about this? Let's see what we can find. Maybe that beige marble would be good. A hint of the copper. Bring the temperature down. Not a big light. Can you please switch on? Thank you. It is a little diddly. Little diddy. It's a tiny little light. Maybe there. Maybe we need a taller light. Where is that? There. We put a copy behind this side so it shines through. I don't like the look to it. We'll put it there. There. We need to put a little plant or something, or a statue or a vase or something there. Let's do, haven't really got big statues. Use the way I said statues. We do this. Let's go with the copper again. And perhaps that. Gives us something there. I like the way that picks up the lights more so. Okay, I am going to stop fiddling now. I still need to do a whole lot of stuff around here, but I also want to see what else I can find. We've got these couple of silhouettes. I think we've got 3 silhouettes. We've got this beautiful lion's head. We got the zebra. We have some giraffe. And I want to find some more. And then I would like to save this as the sun is setting, so that all the lights are on, the sun's going down, animals at the watering hole. I think it'll look really beautiful. But that's gonna take a bit of time. So you're gonna have to bear with me here. So guys, let me know any hints or tips about this vehicle. At the moment it's still looking a little sad. Steering wheel. What the heck am I going to use as a steering wheel? At the moment it looks like a cartoon car. But I'm trying. And on that note, I'm going to leave. I'm going to run away from here. This is scary. I hope you have a lovely weekend, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got this far, please like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.